Dino ball.
Dino Ball,
Dino ball.
Dino Ball,
Dino ball.
Dino Ball. Welcome to episode 15. Is it?
It's 15 now.
Episode 15 of Dino Ball Pod. We got a fun one today. We got a fun one today. It's opening day. As we record this, it's opening day. But for you guys, TikTok, whatever, YouTube, it's opening week. So we're gonna have so much fun today. We're gonna just go right into it. We're gonna talk about certain topics, predictions here and there. But I'm gonna get right into it with my homeboys. The New York Yankees start the season hot, 2-0, and they pin down the Houston Trastros. Now, I know some people are going to be watching this and they could be 4-0 by the time you watch this. They could be 2-1. They could be 2-2. So I'm going to rephrase that for the future. The Yankees' first two games of the season, they pinned down the Houston Astros. Phenomenal showing from newest addition Juan Soto. 4 for 7, 2 RBIs, 571 average with 3 walks in his first two games as a New York Yankee. He had an incredible defensive play in the first game in a Yankee uniform. He gunned the runner down at home. Game saving play. Juan Soto is not typically known for his defense, but when you put on the Yankee uniform, you just get magical powers. He is meant for New York. Granted, they were playing in Houston, but this man is meant for New York. Amazing play. Some people say he was safe at the plate. He was clearly out. Trevino clearly clips him clearly in the video. But we're not just gonna talk about Juan Soto. We're gonna get into some guy. Where's Waldo? We found him. As Waldo Cabrera, 6 for 9 in his first two games as a Yankee, 1 home run, the first home run on this season for the Yankees, 4 RBIs, batting 667 in his first two games. No one no one expected this breakout from him. Tremendous. DJ LeMahieu, kiss your spot goodbye. You are officially a glorified bench player, as Waldo Cabrera, as of right now, is the long term third baseman. I'm not saying past this season, I'm talking about this season. You play the hot hand. Lefty Oswaldo Cabrera is quite possibly the next coming of Barry Bonds. I have never seen a greater baseball player on the diamond. He's incredible. Where's Waldo? We found him. He's going to be great this season. I hope he continues what he's doing. Granted, they got John Birdie. DJ LeMahieu's going to be coming back from the IL soon, but who cares? Waldo's hot. You play Waldo. So great showing from Soto. Great showing from Waldo. Next, we're going to get into the other Yankee additions. Alex Verdugo, not necessarily the greatest offensively as of yet for the Yankees. They just need his lefty bat. They need him to show it off a little bit. However, he did get the go ahead RBI in the first game against the season for the New York Yankees. Granted, he did ground into a couple double plays, one of which was with the bases loaded. So that kind of sucks. But go ahead RBI. We won the game because of that RBI. We won the game because Juan Soto threw out the runner at home. The Yankees would not be where they are right now without these newest additions. And also, I want to talk about Caleb Ferguson, who was lights out today out of the bullpen. He was phenomenal. Clayton Beeter also closed the game out in what I believe was like 3 pitches. If not 3 pitches, it was close to 3 pitches. The new guys for the Yankees have taken this team to a new identity. This is a brand new New York Yankees team. I know it's only 2 games into the season, so this could be a big overreaction, but the vibe is different, the aura is different. They're fighting at the plate. Anthony Volpe has been absolutely phenomenal. This new hitting coach the Yankees have brought in has employed this brand new philosophy that it seems to have been, you know, passed down to every single person in the lineup. 3-9. I'm leaving out two people. Judge and Glaber have not been great so far, but when the whole entire team is hot, you can live with that. I want to get into the pitchers. Nestor Cortez, a very rough first couple of innings, but he settled down. And that's all you can ask for against this Houston Astros team. That's all you can ask for. You got these big dogs like Bregman, Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez, and Nestor settled down. He kept the bleeding at a stop. And the Yankees offense was able to come back and they won the first game. Carlos Rodon, the biggest question mark quite possibly coming into this year. had a great first game. Maybe not great in some people's standards, but for me, that's a great game from Carlos. 4.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, only one earned run, 4 strikeouts, and he's currently hosting a 2.08 ERA on the year. This could quite possibly be the lowest his ERA is going to be all year. So I'm going to ask that we stop the count and we just bask in this moment. This is a phenomenal moment. Granted, this rant went on a little bit, not really a rant, but I'm just here to tell you that the chase for 28 is back on because the 2024 New York Yankees is a different team that we have seen from years past. Juan Soto is the difference maker. This team does not go anywhere without Juan Soto. And I am putting that to the bank. To the bank, take it. Bet all of your money. Juan Soto is going to lead this team to the World Series. Will they win the World Series? I don't know. I hope. But he is going to bring this team to the World Series. He's going to re sign and he's going to lead this Yankees team, this young squad, which, by the way, Jason Dominguez is going to be coming back soon. I think a lot of people forget about that. He's going to bring this young squad and he's going to lead them to the promised land. And I am so excited for it. 2-0 against the Yankees kryptonite, the Houston Astros. What a day. What an upcoming season. What a time to be alive. I throw it back to my little brother.
All right. See now, I wasn't gonna talk about the Mets game. I wasn't going to mention that. I wasn't gonna go into detail on everything that happened, but if you could talk for 15 minutes about the Yankees and I have to sit here and listen to you drone on and call fucking, and I don't care if I cursed, I call Oswaldo Cabrera fucking Barry Bonds. I could sit here and I could talk about my team.
Okay,
First of all, and I don't want any comments from the peanut gallery because I kept quiet.
sure.
First of all, the Mets had a opening day to forget. Quite possibly the opposite of the Yankees. Going into the year, we thought that the offense was going to be the more dominant out of the two, out of pitching and hitting. The hitting was going to be the most dominant. Um, and just wasn't the case. Pitching was great today. Can't really complain. Quintana had four innings, 4.2 innings, got taken out. Two-thirds into the fifth. Pitched pretty well. I believe he gave up either 1 or 2 runs, 6 hits, got a couple of strikeouts. He did his job. He did what honestly what fans weren't expecting because his last two spring training games were honestly terrible. He pitched 7.1 innings in two spring training games. The only positive about the spring training games was that he got 9 strikeouts across the two games, but he gave up 9 earned runs in those across those two spring training games. So complete 180 of what I thought was going to happen today. He he pitched well. The bullpen did well. Can't complain about the pitching. Now, the offense was absolutely pathetic. The
Sorry.
the only the only hit of the day came from Starling Marte's home run, which is honestly the last person I thought was going to get a hit, let alone a hit being a home run. The only run that scored that game was through Starling Marte. Um, and other than that, the Mets could not do anything against Freddie Peralta, who had a great 6 innings. Nothing. Nothing was done. They their bullpen, you would think that the Brewers would have a worse bullpen without Hader and without Devin Williams being out with his fractured back or whatever. But no. They brought in, and I'm not even gonna say his full name because I don't even know his full name. Something Uribe to close out the game. Mets did nothing. The honest to God biggest headline for the Mets in this game, and this is where the video is gonna come in. We're gonna put it on your screen when you watch this back on clips for TikTok. McNeil and Hoskins actually got the benches to clear. It was a double play ball. I forget the inning, but it was a double play ball. Beatty threw it to McNeil, and as McNeil is going for the transfer to get it to first base, Hoskins slides questionably close to McNeil's ankle. Now, McNeil was incredibly upset about it, cursed Hoskins out. Some may say rightfully so. Others may say that McNeil's being soft. Now, I don't really know how to view it because of the Mets past, especially with Chase Utley and all that happened with him and Ruben Tejada in the 2015 playoffs. So, as a Mets fan, when I see someone get close to hurting one of the Mets guys, obviously I'm going to go to defend them, but Hoskins got a little too close for comfort and McNeil cursed him out. Hoskins then went on the sideline cursing him out, calling him a fucking bitch, cursing him out completely. They were going back and forth. And then the thing that got me the most upset, because obviously who wouldn't? I'm a Mets fan. He looks at McNeil and he goes, "Fucking cry, bitch." That's what he said. And he said it from the safety net of his dugout. Look, it's one thing to make a questionable slide. It's another thing to scream and chant out and calling him a fucking bitch and telling him to cry. Look, do I think it was a dirty play? I don't really know. I don't really think so. It wasn't too I mean, he slid. He slid to the side a little bit. I don't think he was actively trying to hurt McNeil because that although I don't really like Hoskins because he was a Philly and we've had a quite a bit of battle with him in the past. Um, I do think that he wasn't trying to hurt McNeil. So maybe McNeil took it a little out of proportion and got angry, but when it could have been a serious injury, so I could see why McNeil um got angry with Hoskins. That's all I'm going to say about the Mets. We're going to move on to around the MLB. Now, obviously, it wasn't just opening day for the Mets and the Yankees, just what we wanted to talk about, what we want to start off with. But the Dodgers, they have had a great couple of opening days, and technically, it's not even their opening day. They already played. They played a series in Japan. Um, this is just another two games they played against the Cardinals. Things I want to highlight. Mookie Betts has 3 home runs in the past 4 games, which I don't know about you, Matt. Do you normally depict Mookie as a power bat? I don't I don't he doesn't normally strike me like that.
I think last year he definitely took a jump in power, right?
Yeah.
By
Hmm.
hitting a lot more home runs than people would have thought. He participated in the home run derby. A player of the caliber of Mookie Betts, do I necessarily think of him as a power guy? No, I think of him more as just an all-around great player,
Hmm.
but I'm not surprised that he's doing what he's doing. I mean, granted, he's pitching or hitting against the Cardinals and their pitchers are just what, like beer league pitchers? Like
Deep dive.
they have no pitching.
The
So
Cardinals are so bad.
for a team that had such a disappointing season last year that was projected to win the division, they did like nothing in the offseason. Sure, you got Sonny Gray, but what'd you compliment him with? You got Lance Lynn, Kyle Gibson. Who else is in the rotation? Steven Matz, Miles Mikolas. Like there's nothing.
He was terrible. He
Yeah,
was
it's
terrible. He's always been terrible. He had like that little bit of a good patch a couple I don't know if it was last year or a couple 2 years ago. He had a little bit of a good patch and then he just fell off the wagon. It's just he
hmm
hasn't been good in
no.
a good amount of time now, and yet
hmm
he's still in their rotation. But I don't even think they have Sonny Gray right now. I believe Sonny Gray's on the IL,
Yeah, Sonny Gray and I have been playing for them.
which is a bummer for them because he was phenomenal for the Twins last year.
hmm
Um, Another thing, while we're on talking about pitchers too, tonight, Friday night, Bobby Miller. Holy cow. I mean, dude, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits given up, only 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. Now, granted, that Cardinals lineup is it's not it's not terrible.
You got
It,
Goldie and Nolan.
it's
That's it.
okay. No, but you got Jordan Walker too. He's pretty good. You got another young guy in Mason Wynn. Um I don't think Tommy Edmonds playing right now.
Tommy Edmonds hurt.
Yeah. Um I don't really know their lineup like that, but they got a few young guys that are pretty good. Um but 6 innings pitched and 11 strikeouts. That's from Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller, I think believe he had a tough year last year. Tough finish to the season. So for him to start off this year on a very high note is always nice to see. Also want to touch on Glasnow, guy you picked up, you traded for, person you gave up. I don't know if it was a good amount. I can't even say if it was a good amount. A guy you traded for, you brought in, you came with the belief that he's gonna be an ace. He's been pitching great. Little low on the strikeout numbers as of 2 days ago, Thursday, but 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So he did his thing. He went out there and performed. Um, but it all goes back to that question. See, like I'm just thinking that yeah, it is the first 2 games of the year, but I always have that thought in my mind of how good are they going to be once they add Shohei to this rotation? Like, how good can this lineup and this rotate? How good can this team actually get? That's the question that always is in the back of my head. I don't know how you feel. Um, but
What?
that's
The
that's
Dodgers?
always yeah, that's always like looming in the back of my head of how good can this team be with Shohei in the rotation? I mean, we're not gonna find that out till 2025, but how good can this team get?
I mean, they have a pretty solid rotation at the moment, right?
Yeah.
What even is their rotation? You got Glasnow,
I don't
Bobby Miller, Yamamoto.
I thought Bueller was back.
I think Bueller's coming back. I don't think he's back yet, though.
Yeah, he's coming back. I found that out the hard way, but I he's coming back. They don't have
What
Kershaw.
did you draft him in fantasy?
No,
Oh,
they don't have Kershaw right now.
oh, that's right. They got Kershaw too when he's healthy. When Kershaw's healthy, he's a stud. With Shohei, the Dodgers will probably have the best rotation in baseball, like hands down.
Potentially, yeah.
Assuming that I just never see Kershaw leaving. Assuming that Kershaw comes back, let's just say you're running a rotation of Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. If he becomes what he was proclaimed to be in Japan, that you might as well just wave the white flag before every game. Like that rotation's ridiculous. And even if Kershaw doesn't come back, you can still slot in like a Dustin May or a Bobby
hmm
Miller. It's ridiculous that rotation if it happens.
Phenomenal. It's a phenomenal rotation. Um, and it's just like I said, it's always scary to think that Shohei is always going to be looming in the corner because he's going to be with the Dodgers for the foreseeable future, if not the rest of his career. So like it's all scary thoughts with the Dodgers. they're playing the Cardinals. Let's see how they play against the better teams. But also, Teoscar's been doing pretty decent. I know he hit a home run uh today. So he's been doing pretty good. Freeman's Freeman's Freeman. The whole lineup is it's rolling like you expected. But the problem with the Dodgers every year is they can't do good in the playoffs. Like they have this super stacked team and they're like the favorites in the playoffs, but they can't win. They just can't get over the hump. They lost to the Padres 2 years ago. Um, I forget who they lost to last year. Um,
Diamondbacks, right? Was it
I think
Diamondbacks?
so. I believe so. I believe
Probably.
that, yeah, I think they lost to the Diamondbacks. So two straight years of losing to underdog teams in fans' eyes, and they just haven't found a groove when it comes to the playoffs. So we'll see how it goes for them. DJ, I'm gonna let you introduce the next topic because I want the following one after that.
Okay, yeah.
So go ahead.
So, um, let's talk about the Snakes for a little bit, right? To start this season, the Diamondbacks are red hot, red hot. First off, they went out and they signed Jordan Montgomery. I don't think we mentioned that at
We have
all.
not.
Out of nowhere, no one, I don't think anyone expected him to sign with the Diamondbacks. I think the projected teams were the two New York teams. You can throw in the Phillies in there. So to see him go to the team that he just beat in the World Series is kind of funny, but kind of cool. Wearing number 52 in that beautiful blue, red neon uniform, whatever they got going in the desert. Diamondbacks, though, start the season opening day 16-1. And then their second game of the season, they win 7-3. The bats are rolling. The bats are rolling. Zach Gallen pitched the first game of the year, right? Phenomenal from him as always. Their ace, one of the best top five arguable pitchers in the league. I apologize. I don't know who was on the mound for the Diamondbacks today, but they won 7-3. Jock Peterson, first Diamondback in team history to get 4 hits in his debut. It's crazy, man. Jock Peterson, known to be a power guy, this man get 4 hits in one game. Granted, Chase Field, I don't think is that much of a hitter's ballpark. The dimensions of the outfield are very weird, very like edges, very diamondy, very triangular type, you know. So it's not really a hitter's ballpark, at least in my eyes. It's very deep as well. So for him to get 4 hits, a hit's a hit. Good for him. But it raises the question: do we think the Diamondbacks can go back to the World Series? I mean, I just kind of grilled them last pod. I'm like, I could see them being the fourth place team this year. And I
I
kind
think
of
we
want to
both
take it
said that.
back. Yeah,
We
I
both
kind of
said
want to.
that.
I want to
I
take
do
my.
too.
Want to take my foot off the pedal a little bit, and I want to apologize. Granted, these two games I didn't even mention were against the Rockies, probably the worst ran organization in
Target
the entire
practice.
league. Yeah, it's target practice.
Target practice.
It's you put the ball in the machine and it just goes. It's like lobs. Who do the Rockies even have except for Chris Bryant and Nolan Jones? No one knows.
Chris Bryant doesn't even want to be there.
He doesn't, and we talked about that too. So, granted, they were against the Rockies, but to still score 16 and 7 runs your first 2 games of the season is saying something, regardless of what the team is.
It's
So,
impressive.
yeah,
It's impressive.
I think it's a good indication that the Diamondbacks are going to keep rolling this year. And I take it back. I think they will finish second in the division. I do. I think the Diamondbacks will finish second, Dodgers one, and I think the Padres and Giants are going to be battling it out for third and possibly the final wild card spot in the National League. But, Diamondbacks keep it rolling. Snakes, go Snakes for Diamondbacks fans. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they have a really good squad. So, but like you said, they played the Rockies, so it's like playing a little league team
It
in
it's
the
like
MLB.
yeah, it's
It's
like if I played you in like wiffle ball per se, it's like
That's actually a fair comparison. I'm not gonna lie.
it's just not fair.
It's not
It's just
fair.
not fair.
Um, the Rockies aren't good. They have been good for years, and they will continue to be terrible because their ownership and management, they don't care at all, like whatsoever. So I do want to take back what I said too. I think we both agreed that they were going to be a third or fourth place team. I don't think that anymore. They just got so much firepower, and you know what? They really didn't do too much. I think they just did what they felt was necessary for going into this year. I mean, the biggest splash for them, I would have to say, would be buzzer beating Jordan Montgomery.
They had a pretty good offseason, pretty underrated.
Yeah, no, they did what they needed to do. If they didn't sign Montgomery, I wouldn't say they had like a outstanding offseason, but they had a pretty good offseason. Like
They,
they signed veteran guys who they thought was good for their team.
they got Eduardo Rodriguez. I think a lot of people forgot about that.
Eduardo Rodriguez, they got
You got
him.
Eugenio
Suarez,
Suarez,
mm-hmm.
Jock Peterson, another one. Yeah,
Doc Peterson.
it's a pretty good offseason
See,
for like
they
teams in the World Series. Yeah,
Suarez and Peterson are two veteran guys. You know, they have knowledge of the game. They're gonna contribute, and they're actually going to give some of their knowledge to the other younger guys because the Diamondbacks are a very young team. So they're only going to get better. Um, they're definitely. I feel like they have the highest chance to make it second in their division.
I agree.
Do they fight for first? That's probably. I mean, you never know. It's baseball is a funny game. So it's just funny how you see us like change the script from them potentially being a third to fourth place team to start the year, and then they go out and they add Montgomery and they just do what they did on opening day and back to back days, put up the runs that they did, the bats are rolling, changes your opinion automatically because this is what's going to happen throughout the course of the year. The more games that are played, obviously, the better the team does, the more your opinions are going to change. But yeah, no, great squad, great start to their season. Couldn't be more happy for them. Now, I never like to talk about rivals, but Phillies, what happened today? You didn't have I wouldn't say you had the game under control, but I mean, I wasn't even really paying attention to that game, and I saw Marsh hit the home run, made it 2-0 Phillies. I was like, okay, it is what it is. He hit it off Strider too, which is impressive. Any home run, any hard hit ball home run off of Strider is pretty impressive because I have Strider pretty up there on as a top pitcher in the
Top
MLB,
five,
top
definitely. Yeah.
five for sure. Um, so you go up 2-0 on Strider. I look away for not even a couple minutes. Come back, checking on the game. It's 9-2. What happened?
What
I'll tell
happened?
you what happened. Matt Olson, I don't know what you even got there. Is it 3 for 5? 3 for 5.
Yeah, three
Three
for
hits.
five. I don't know
Three
why
hits.
I did that.
3 hits. 3 RBIs. Cunha was good. The the team just scored runs. Whatever happened after Marsh hit that home run to make it 2-0 Phillies. The Braves offense just woke up completely. Woke up and they showed up to the ballpark. And even Strider giving up that two run homer, 5 innings, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. Still a great game. The only downside to all this, for the Braves at least, is that Sean Murphy came out of the game with some, I think, quad tightness or whatever. It was quad tightness, and he's most likely and is probably going to go on an IL stint, which kind of sucks for them. But this is why they have Darno for these situations, because now Darno's just going to slot in, and he's going to be their everyday catcher, so they don't have to go back and forth for the time being until Murphy comes back. But a little bit of a bittersweet ending to opening day, uh, for the Braves. But man, Phillies, dude, 9-2. And you know what? You know what's crazy too, Matt? Like everybody's talking about this team like they're gonna win the World Series. Everybody's predicting, multiple people are predicting them to win the World Series.
Who, the Braves or Phillies?
The Phillies.
Who?
Multiple people are. I saw a couple things today. I'm pretty sure Ben Verlander predicted them to win the World
Ben
Series.
Verlander's stupid as hell. Actually, not even respectfully. I hate Ben Verlander.
I'm just saying, like the Phillies are one of the favorites in odds to win the World Series. And
I'll tell you why. You know why?
why?
Because people want to be different. They want to pick a team other than the Braves or the Dodgers. So relatively, they have to pick a good enough. They got to pick a good team, right? But they want to be different. So if you're not picking the Braves and the Dodgers, you got to think who's under that tier. Who's the next step? You got the Diamondbacks, right? You got the Phillies. That's the next tier of teams. Who else is in there? I don't know. If you want to be really different, you can say the Cubs. That's they're trying to be different, and I'm not falling for it. It's going to be the Dodgers or Braves. I'm telling you right now.
Dodgers are break. They're just not. The past couple years, they haven't been playoff teams.
Okay.
I mean, and everybody gets on my shit list when I say that because oh, the Dodgers won in 2020. Oh, the Braves won in 2021. Okay, I'm not talking about those years. I'm talking about the past 2 years, specifically targeting the past 2 years. Past ever since for the Dodgers at least, ever since they won that World Series in 2020, they have not been a playoff team. They make it every year. They've been bad in the playoffs and they have not been great. They lose to underdog teams. They did it last year. They did it the year before. The Braves lost to the Phillies back to back in the postseason. And last year, you were thinking that going into that series that Acuna and the Braves, Acuna stole 70, like he did his things, and the whole from top to bottom, you added Sean Murphy to the lineup. You thought that there's no doubt the Braves were going to win. The Braves were going to even make it to the World Series. Didn't happen. Phillies shut them down. Phillies won the series. So they have not been playoff teams as of the past 2 years. Um, Maybe that changes this year. Braves got Chris Sale now to add to their rotation, to their already good rotation. Phillies didn't do much. They added what was needed, a veteran guy in Whit Merrifield, re-signed Nola, re-signed Wheeler, just did what was needed for the team. Other than that, it's honestly the same team as they had the year prior. The Phillies are hungry. They want to make it to that World Series. They haven't pushed it to their limit to all the way through. They haven't done it yet. They went to the World Series against the Astros 2 years ago. They lost. They went to the championship series against the Diamondbacks last year. Diamondbacks wanted it more. They won, and the Phillies lost. So it's just a whole bunch of we'll see what happens because they're just not the at least the Braves. Talking about the Braves specifically, 9-2 today. I just the Braves and the Dodgers for me are just not playoff teams as of right now. That could change this year, but as of right now, they're not playoff teams. You could disagree with me if you think I'm talking crazy.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I will disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Disagree.
I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm just saying I disagree with you. It's gonna get more into the season,
Okay.
but I just think you're crazy. I know what you're saying. Yeah, they have been underperforming.
But can you see where I'm coming from, especially talking about the last 2 years?
Sure.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
I am. When am I not serious?
Whatever. That's just my thing. I just think they're not playoff teams. They haven't been playoff teams the past 2 years. They've won their divisions, and for what? The Braves the Braves were supposed to win it all last year. Was it wrong or right?
Were they?
They were a favorite to make it, at least make it to the World Series.
Who did win last year? The Rangers.
Texas?
Oh yeah. See, I forgot. I'm sorry. It was such like a blur to me. Like
It was like a movie, honestly. Two teams you really, really didn't expect to make the World Series.
if you told me at the start of last season that it was going to be the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, I'd think you're high. There's
Baseball's
no
a funny
way.
game.
I would tell you neither of those teams are going to even make the postseason, let alone make the World Series. It's crazy. Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, props to you guys. You guys really know how to pick a team.
I don't think it's as much as picking a team as Max
No,
Scherzer was traded. The
no,
only
but he had
person
no
that
trade
actually
clause.
did pick a
He had,
team.
he had no trade clause. He chose
The
to go
only
to the
person that
Rangers.
did pick a team was Scherzer.
He could have stayed with the Mets. He
Oh
chose to go to
no,
the
what
Rangers.
am I saying? The only person that did pick a team was DeGrom. Scherzer
Yeah,
was
but
traded.
Scherzer had a no trade clause. He picked to go there. Props to him.
Whatever. I don't even want. I don't even want to get
Can
into
I
it with you.
continue talking about pitcher, by the
Go
way?
ahead. Go ahead.
Let's talk about pitchers. Let's talk about the coveted Cy Young Award winner. Potentially. Tariq Skubal is an under the radar name. My co-host here thinks he's trash, and I'm here to tell
Okay,
you,
I never said he was trash. I just
oh,
didn't think he was
if
top
I could
15
if I could go back in time
or top 10.
and
Sorry.
play a FaceTime call for you guys, I wish I could do that. I wish I
I
could do
just
that.
didn't think he was top 10.
Zach
I
thinks
still think
Tariq
he has to
Skubal
prove
is
himself.
not a prove himself. He is undoubtedly a top pitcher in this league. Undoubtedly.
Okay, I never said he wasn't a top. I said he's
You
not
said he
top
was
10.
trash. You said he was
He's not top
trash.
10.
You said he was trash. Admit it. It's okay.
He's not trash.
Okay.
I just don't know if he's a top 10 pitcher in the league. That's it.
Regardless, let's talk about Tariq Skubal. Under the radar name, he's going to be carrying this Tigers team as much as he can. Opening day, granted, it was against the White Sox. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 6 Ks. Could he win the Cy Young? Absolutely. I think as of right now, I think he might be my pick for it. I don't want to get too fancy. I don't want to say like a Garrett Cole. I mean, he's missing time anyway. My preseason pick was Corbin Burns, but he kind of gave up some runs, even though the Orioles won. But I could totally see Tariq Skubal winning. I think Skubal, very under the radar, not necessarily a big name. People don't look at him because he's on the Tigers, but his stuff is nasty. One of the most talented lefties in the game. Maybe you could say he's the most talented lefty in the game. Sue me on that. Sue me on that.
God, Deej.
That's a
Holy
debate.
Christ.
That's a debate. But this guy is
How
something
is that a
special.
debate?
Who name another lefty?
Framber?
I'd take Sticks over Framber.
You're
I'm not crazy. I would
you're just
easily
you're so high on this kid. Like
Tariq
you,
Skubal. I would take Tariq Skubal right now over Framber Valdez, 100%. Like
you're
I'm not
only
even
saying that because Framber didn't do so hot on opening day.
no, like I'm not even gonna hesitate. But that's a factor in it too. Like I won't hesitate for this season and going
Blake
forward.
Snell,
I would take Tariq Skubal. Blake Snell's not going to
Jordan
be as good as
Montgomery.
he was. Jordan Montgomery's not going to be as good as he was. I think for
I
that,
don't see the hype in this kid, dude.
that's
Like,
no disrespect to those two pitchers because they're phenomenal, right? Monty's got the Yankee blood in him. I miss him. No
mm,
disrespect to them, but I think from here on out, they're just gonna like slightly go down, right? I just think that's how it is. Tariq Skubal is gonna be great. And when he wins Cy Young this year, I want us to come back to
I
this
will shake
video.
your hand. I will shake your
I want
hand and
more
give
than
you
a
a hug.
handshake. I don't even want to touch your hand. I don't even want a hug from you. I want your respect. That's what I want. I want the viewers' respect.
You know what? You'll get my respect, but I don't see him. I don't view him in the same light as you do. I think he's a good
Let me
pitcher.
open the light to you. Let me open the light to you.
I think he's a good pitcher. I just don't think he's top 10.
Let me introduce you to a beautiful website called Baseball Savant. All right. Tariq,
Introduce me.
Tariq Skubal's Baseball Savant. Just, I can't really show this on Zoom, but we will put it on your screen. I'm gonna have to send this to you, Zach. I'm gonna take this picture. I'm gonna send it to you on text.
Okay.
This
This kid is phenomenal.
Dude,
This is from last year, by the way.
he didn't really pitch last year.
It was enough for him to get a baseball savant page. He pitched 15 games last year.
He didn't really pitch.
Oh,
Can't
so
really look at
it was
last
a
game.
fluke. It was a fluke though.
You can't really look at last year.
But it was a
It's all in
fluke.
the red. Red is good. I understand.
And this is
Great.
Framber Valdez.
Sorry.
This is Framber Valdez.
All right, show me Framber
I'll
because
probably show you Framber.
Framber had a great year last year too.
Oh, did he? This is his great year? That's
He had a great
Framber's
year.
great year?
Look, I never said that Scooble was bad. Trust me.
You said he was trash.
I just don't think he's a top 10 pitcher. Maybe that's a crazy statement, but I just don't see him in a top 10 list of pitchers. Maybe like
Why? Because
right on the
doesn't have a
brink.
because he doesn't have a big name.
Not that. It's
Why?
just I just don't I feel like he has to prove himself more. Play a full season.
I don't think he's got to prove himself anymore. I'd say he's a top 10 pitcher.
And
I
that's you.
think
And that's you. We are two different, very different people. But I
I
don't
just
think
think you're
that
disrespecting him
Scooble
a
is a
lot.
top 10 pitcher.
Scooble will he's right now my favorite for Cy Young. For the AL, probably.
Is he a top 5 pitcher for you right now?
No, not in the league. No, not top 5. If we're talking healthy, you add guys like Garrett Cole, 100% number one. Healthy, Jacob DeGrom's 100% in there. I
No,
know,
dude. That's still, but like,
but I'm saying if we're talking healthy, hypothetically, everyone's healthy. Jacob DeGrom and Garrett Cole, I think you 100% are in that top two, and that changes the
top
trajectory of
10's
a
also
list.
Verlander too. Verlander's also a top 10 pitcher.
And I don't. I think Verlander's time is done. Personally, I do.
He's still a top 10 pitcher, dude.
I don't think so. No, I think you're living too far in the past. I think some of the newer guys, some of the younger guys have overtaken him.
Burns, Strider,
Corbin Burns, 100%.
Wheeler, Gosman.
Yes, 100%. Those three. Zach Gallen, Luis Castillo, definitely. Um,
Zach Allen, Luis Castillo.
I said that. I just said
Okay.
that.
I
Literally
know
just
I'm
said that.
keeping track.
You're gonna think I'm
Keep track.
crazy, but you could throw in a Pablo Lopez. I think he was great last year. Logan Webb, you're gonna call me
Pablo
crazy for
Lopez,
that too.
Logan Webb.
Logan
Okay.
Webb was phenomenal as well.
And
Am I
if we count Cole and DeGrom, that's already 10. But without them, we're at 8.
okay?
Keep going with your list.
Oh, I'm just listing people. I'm not like putting them in an order.
But I'm saying all those guys you listed,
Mhm.
all those 8 guys you listed, all are better than Scooble.
I never said that. I was just naming pitchers that were good.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying all the 8 guys that you just listed are all better and have proven themselves
Well,
more
to your
than
opinion.
Scooble.
To your opinion. I don't think Scooble's a top 5. That's debatable, but he's
He's not
100%
top 5.
he's
It's
100% a
not
top 10.
debatable. It's
He's
not
100%
debatable.
top
Stop
10.
this.
He's
Stop this.
100% top 10.
It's not debatable. And top 10, you'd honestly be really pushing it, but I don't see him as a top 10 pitcher.
Hold on. I
I think
know
he's on the brink.
MLB 100% posted this.
He did. He did. They did, and they have him in the top 10. He's like
Would you look at
7. He's
that?
like 7 or 8.
Tariq Scooble's number 8.
Read the full list from MLB.
Keep in mind, this does not include Garrett Cole. They didn't put him on here because he's hurt. to
Doesn't
start the
include
year.
Cole. Doesn't include DeGrom.
We don't. DeGrom's a figment of our imagination. Let's be real.
DeGrom's gone. All right.
Spencer Strider,
Okay.
number 1. Corbin Burns, number 2. Zach Wheeler, number 3. Pablo Lopez, number 4. Zach Gallen, number 5. Luis Castillo, number 6. Logan Webb, number 7. Tariq Skubal, number 8. Framber Valdez, number 9. Tyler Glasnow, number 10. First off, I want to thank MLB.
They don't even
for,
have Gosman on this list.
Yeah, I know. That's 100% criminal. Gosman is better than, my opinion, better than. First off, Pablo Lopez being number 4 is a reach.
Blasphemous.
Respectfully, I think Zach Gallen, Castillo, Logan Webb. I honestly would probably take the 5 through 10 over Pablo Lopez.
Is Wheeler 3 though? Is Wheeler
Yeah.
honestly 3?
Yeah, Wheeler's 100% a
Fair
top
enough.
5 pitcher in this league. And
No,
former
I'm
Met
not.
legend, too.
I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying, is he 3? Because I usually Yeah, I mean, I guess he's around the
I-
3-4 range.
If you add Garrett Cole to this list, he probably
He'd be
jumps to
4.
4. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Kevin Gosman 100% should be on this list. I didn't even realize that he wasn't on this. That is blasphemous.
So
I
he's not even there.
I don't think Glasnow should be on this list personally. Is he a great pitcher? Absolutely. But I think the key to greatness in terms of an all-star and just being great in general is consistency. And Glasnow has played like 3 games in his entire career. He's just not consistent enough. Pablo Lopez, granted, he's a very good pitcher. His best year of his career last year, but that's it. Before that, he was like okay, like nothing crazy. So him being at number 4 is
He
is
definitely should not be at 4.
should not be before. Luis Castillo, Zach Gallen, I can understand. Logan Webb's been great the past couple of years. I can understand that. Remember Valdez, we know his reputation. He's been pretty solid, but not better than Tariq Skubal. Tariq Skubal already being at number
I don't
8.
think
I agree with
Glasnow
it.
is a top 10 pitcher either. Glasnow has
No,
not
he's
proved
not.
himself enough. He hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been fully healthy in a minute now.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I think the key to greatness is consistency, and that's
I don't
what
know.
separates stars from regular role
I
players is
don't know.
consistency.
Things like top 10 is like kind of hard sometimes because people have different opinions.
We're gonna need
But
our boy Tom for that. Tom, if you're out there, let's get you back on, buddy.
we really
We
gotta
got we got to get
get
you
him back
back,
on.
Tom. It's been a
Yeah.
minute.
Well, things like this, like top 10, it's hard to do. It's a hard thing to actually like lock in and do because there's always going to be people that disagree with you. But yeah, that's why I don't trust really MLB lists because they left out Kevin Gausman. So I
He's
don't trust
wrong.
that list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust that list. But look,
Why
I
don't
still don't see him as top 10. I think he's making his way into the top 10. He's not there yet.
he's a top 10 pitcher.
Okay. Well, we could
We
keep going.
could
We could
we
keep going
could.
back and forth on
Why
this.
don't we just go to our last and final topic? Who wants to do it? You or me?
I mean, I could, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Greedy.
Last thing, Tyler O'Neill, Red Sox, new guy. This is what we're talking about. New
Oh, is
guy
it?
on the block.
That's what we're talking about? I didn't know
New
that.
guy on the block. He has now broken a record that was held by people like Gary Carter, Yogi Berra, Todd Hundley, those guys. And now he's broken it. He has homered in 5 straight consecutive opening day games. 5 straight. There's not really much to say on that. It's a cool accomplishment for O'Neal. Um, but the Red Sox are still a wash. It doesn't matter. It's a a cool accomplishment because now your name's in the record books. But as a team, Red Sox don't do much for me. They
No.
they they really had a chance to do a lot of things right, make a lot of big splashes, and they didn't. They were rumored for how long? It literally since the offseason began. As soon as it was over, they were linked to Montgomery. They've been linked to Montgomery, and they let him go. I mean, not even like pursued, hard pursued. Because I don't, quite frankly, I don't even think they were ever really like close in it. They didn't do anything great, anything spectacular in the offseason. But congrats, Tyler O'Neill. You were the first player in MLB history to hit 5 home runs in 5 straight opening day games. I don't know if you want to add anything. That's literally all to be said. The Red Sox are pathetic. Join
Um,
the club.
I can add a little I can add a little bit of news before we end this pod.
Go ahead.
Little Birdie told me that Nolan Arenado is going to be a Los Angeles Dodger within the next couple of years. And you can
Hello.
book, yeah,
Who?
I have sources.
You have no sources.
I can't tell you my sources, but a little birdie told me that Nolan Arenado to the Dodgers is a serious threat to happen
Why would that happen?
because Nolan Arenado is fed up in St. Louis.
Who wouldn't be?
Exactly. And the Dodgers need a third baseman. Nolan
I wouldn't
Arenado,
say I wouldn't say they're in dire need. Don't they have Muncy at third base right now?
really. So we're gonna take Max Muncy over Nolan Arenado.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Nolan Arenado is going to be a Los Angeles Dodger in about 2 years. I'll give it 2 years. I think it's gonna happen because that's what my little birdie just told me.
Who's your little birdie?
We'll never know. But when it happens, we can come back to this. It'll be through trade. They'll give up some prospects because Nolan Arenado opted in with the Cardinals. Why did he do that? I don't know. I don't know. But he's going to be a Dodger in 2 years. So mark my words on
I
that. And we
don't I
keep,
don't think that at all.
you don't have to think it. I know it's going to happen. I have sources.
A credible source.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, dude.
Well, when it happens in 2 years, we'll come back to this video. Dodgers fans, get hyped. Cardinals fans, get your tears ready. A lot where that
Get the
came from.
get the blankets.
Get the blankets, get the tissues, get some Kleenex. You'll need it because your future is not looking great.
It's already not great. The team's already washed. Sorry, Tom. Your team's
Oh, that's
bad.
right. Forgot.
Sorry, Tom.
Sorry, Tom. Forgot you were a Cardinals fan. It's
Team's
okay.
bad.
It's
Team's not
okay.
good.
It's okay. Nolan
Join the club.
Arenado. Yeah.
Paul Ghosh, washed.
That's
That's a
crazy.
little wild to say.
Don't talk about my fantasy first baseman like that. Come
That's
on.
a little wild to say. Paul Goldschmidt is still really good,
Not
but
washed. Paul Goldschmidt was the only bright spot in the opening day game for the Cardinals. Okay, let's not call him washed yet.
yeah, no, that's a little blasphemous statement to say. But
Literally MVP like 2 years ago.
mm,
We're calling him washed. That's crazy. Okay.
yeah,
Bye. No.
well, that just about wraps up our podcast for the day. Thank you for joining us for the 15th episode. Definitely a marker for the two of us. Super happy to be doing this and just going to get better from here on out. We will catch you guys next week for episode 16. We'll see you.